to Les Schwab Tire Center's Outdoor GPS, presented by Fisherman's Marine and Outdoor.
Good morning, everyone. I'm Owen Hayes. Kind of. We'll get there in a second. You're watching Les Schwab Tire Center's Outdoor GPS, presented to you by Fisherman's Marine and Outdoor. And right off the top, I'm going to apologize for my voice, okay? For those, you know who you are. No messages, please. We got a great show lined up for you this morning. Now, if you remember on Sunday, I had mentioned that we're going to have Bill Herzog in today to talk about trout fishing, the upcoming buy three, get one free deal from Yakima Bait and Fisherman's Marine. Well, he was unable to make it down, so we kind of switched gears a little bit. And we're going to have Mr. Bruce Pauly from the CCA Oregon. He's actually live on the Columbia this morning chasing spring Chinook. Now, the conditions are suspect at best, no question. And we'll find out from Bruce what those conditions are like on the Columbia. Now, I can say he is above the Willamette system, so you would think it'd be better than, say, being below it, or at the very least, even being on the Willamette, which we'll get to this upcoming segment in our report segment. Conditions are less than good, barely better than not fishable in certain areas. But we're going to find out from Bruce what those are like. But we're also going to talk about what the CCA Oregon has going on this upcoming week. They're going to be testifying in support of hatcheries. Believe it or not, we still have to have these discussions about hatcheries, the importance of them here in our region on having fish in our systems, right? It's, to me, still crazy. Been doing this a long time. We've been talking about this issue for a long time. But when you have, well, I mean, in my own personal opinion, lots of idiot organizations out there trying to eliminate hatchery production, we need to have these sorts of conversations, right? And they're going to be talking about that this upcoming week and how members of the CCA and those that aren't can help support their efforts in talking about that support for hatcheries here in Oregon. So it's a huge deal. Believe it or not, they're trying to eliminate even more hatchery production throughout the state. You know, we have to fight and fight and fight and deal with that for hopefully not forever, but seems like that's the way it's going to be. So it'll be Bruce Pauly live from the Columbia. We're going to find out how things are going for him. And no, we're not going to be talking about tuna, although he loves to talk about tuna. We'll be talking about those hatcheries and spring Chinook. Then, in our Chevy Silverado Tech Tip of the Week, the question was, how do I like to go after spring Chinook in off-color conditions? What would my setup be? Well, probably giving it up a little bit already. I am a big fan of the full-size fish flash. Now, this happens to be one of the originals, and it still fishes pretty much daily if it's off color at all. And we'll talk about a couple of different setups for that. Some people are going to go, what in the world is that? And some already know. But that'll be the Chevy Silverado Tech Tip of the Week. And I'm going to piggyback on that. One of the other questions was that we've been recently getting is using that Edge Pro 360 Pro rod for herring fishing, and if you should or shouldn't. You know, it's designed to fish 360 flashers. It's not necessarily a herring rod, and we'll talk a little bit about that as well. So in that Chevy Silverado Tech Tip, we're going to cover quite a bit of ground. But first and foremost, we'd love to hear from you. You can call us up on that North American Metals hotline. It's 503-548-6777. Questions, comments, reports, no comments about my voice, please. Joel is from Troutdale. We got him coming on. And we also have Richard from Kenmore. So two old school contributors to the show that we'll get to here in a little bit. Then we will have the deal of the week from Fisherman's Marine. And Ryan, you're going to have to tell me what that is. But we're going to have that as well this morning, and a bunch of photos that we're going to be showing you. And I'll have my report from this week, which I did actually fish for a little bit. But primarily it was spring break for my daughter, and we were over along the coast. But we will mention a couple of things there as well. And, of course, the conditions, fish counts, turbidity, which is basically a baseball field out there on the Willamette right now. As I came over it this morning in failing light, I could still see that it was mud and huge. But there are folks that are out there chasing some fish around, believe it or not. All right, let's go ahead and take our first call. Let's talk to Joel. Joel is from Troutdale. And First things first, Joel, it's been way too long, man. We haven't heard from you, but it looks like you got a report on the flooding effect in southern Oregon since you live down there now.
Yeah, Southern Oregon, I just caught on the local news down here, Indian Creek Fish Hatchery, they had a total blockage of the water intake from all the mud and the debris. I guess they had 4 feet of mud and debris blocked the water intake.
Yeah.
They managed to save, they had 100,000 Chinook in there, and they managed to save them with all the volunteers that showed up.
How'd they do that?
I didn't catch the whole thing. I asked Ryan if he could look it up on the internet and catch a little bit more about it. I just caught it just before the show, and I thought I'd put that out there. At least we saved those 100,000 fish that would be going into the Rogue. And that's a big deal. That's a big chunk of fish, especially for down here, up there. I mean, with everything that's going on with the hatcheries, to be able to get out there and save all those fish, that was it. They said they didn't have any loss. Fish and Wildlife came in with the trucks, and I think they trucked them somewhere else. So these fish will be going into another system that they weren't intended for, but they're going to go in.
Yeah, the flooding down there was unbelievable. Did anything affect you by chance, Joel, while you were down there?
Close by it did, up in the mountains. I haven't even tried going up to my gold claim. I don't want to see what happened up there. There's going to be trees down. I've had too many medical issues to even think about going up and bucking trees up on the claim, but I got friends that are willing to help. Hey, I wanted to ask you, so how many pounds of sausage did you get from your duck from whites?
That's a great question. I always wait. I wait until the season's been done for a month or so before I actually take all my meat in, because I don't want it getting mixed with anybody else's duck or goose meat. So that's my little way of making sure that I get my meat back, but I haven't taken it in yet. But I've got, I think, 15 or 16 gallon bags full of duck meat. So it should be a good year.
I thought I'd ask you.
It should be a good year. Yeah, it should be a good year. Joel, thank you. I appreciate the phone call and the update on that hatchery situation down there. Thanks as always.
If I hear anything more about that, I'll try to keep you updated on that. But yeah, at least we saved that 100,000 Chinook.
Yeah, that's great that they were able to do that. Joel, as always, man, it's great to hear from you. Take care. All right, let's show you some of the photos that everybody's been sending in, and we actually have a video, which we love, at the end of all that. But now it is spring Chinook season full blown, and you're going to start seeing a lot more of these hatchery, of course, hatchery Chinook being retained. There's the first springer. This is Turso. God, I hope I said that correctly. But great success. Congratulations on that. Hopefully I'm not too far behind, but my mind is still stuck on these things. Clearwater Steelhead Steve sent this in. Nice fish. It's amazing how all those fish get by us and make it all the way over into Idaho. Dandy. Whoa. Couple of lean cod. Look at that. You want to talk fish tacos? There's a bunch of them there. Congratulations, Patrick. Nice day out on the water chasing groceries. Oh, this is beginning, and it's nothing new, but using dogs that are trained to find sheds is extremely popular for a reason. Kevin, thanks for sending it in. Great photo. Looks like the dog knows exactly what he's doing. Really popular these days. It's amazing what labs can do. A couple of tuna, Kona tuna. Oh, from Hawaii. Gordon Smith sent those in. Gordon, well done. I'm not sure what species of tuna that is, but they look delicious. And probably a ton of fun to catch. What is that? Oh, a bull trout. Nice. Look at the size of that thing. Very cool. Pat, thanks for sending it in. It's easy to do, everyone. We're going to show you exactly how to do so. Here's a couple of big trout. Brood stockers from Hag. Oh, my goodness. Now, whenever we go to Hag Lake, it's 4-pound test, and little tiny hooks and some power bait. I don't know if I'd want to tangle with one of those with that setup. But at the very least, he had some success out there, and a bunch of walleye, it looks like. Yeah, walleye trip. Ted Lou. Nice hat. One of the old school outdoor GPS hats. Yes, someday we'll have some swag again, sweatshirts, hats, somehow. I'm going to make that happen. We get that question constantly. Soli's first steelhead. Greg, thanks for sending that in. Couple of nice chromers. Reports of that fishery in the last handful of days has been less than bleak, but that's kind of where my head still is. Here's a video for everybody. Jackson on the river. Oh, man. This little trip. A little bobber dogging. It's just crazy when they get to that spot. They are so hard. Reel down. There he is. Nice. There you go. Small river system. Very cool. Great video. Easy to do, everyone. It's the Fox 12 app. When you download it, of course, it's free. You can find Outdoor GPS, upload your photos and videos, and follow along with everything going on here at KPDX and KPTV. Weather, of course, but don't overlook that Abby's giveaway for a giant pizza. It's done every week. We'll make sure to do it again tomorrow. But it's GPS at abbeys.com. There's one winner per week. And yes, you do need to enter in each week in order to be eligible for that win. And there's a photo. Wow, look at that. That's a lightning strike in the background. That's this past week's winner. That would make me nervous as can be. I'm sorry, but if you're out in the open ocean and you got lightning bouncing around behind you, yeah, that's typically when I'm going to be like, open the throttles up. But that's just me. All right, we're going to cut to a break. When we come back, hopefully I'll sound a little bit better. We got our report segment. We're going to talk about where I'm at with my Willie jet sled. Super excited, as you can tell. And I have a couple reports to share from this week as well. We'll be back with more Outdoor GPS in just a minute.